What's up, y'all? This is Bowlegged Lou from Full Force. You know Full Force, the group Full Force, the legendary original hip-hop vocal band. And plus we produce a lot of great people. And also from the movie House Party, I'ma kick your freaking ass. I'm here chilling on the B-Shine. Well, one of the first rap records I heard was the Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight, which everybody's heard. But before that, I remember me and my beloved brothers, Paul Anthony and B Fine, also a Full Force, and my cousins, Baby Jerry, Shy Shine, Kurt, also a Full Force. My brother Paul, he used to go to this club in Harlem called, I think, was it Club's Paradise? Paradise something? I don't know. But it was a club that he would always frequent. And in that club, there was a DJ, Small's Paradise. That was it. There was this DJ that would play, and he would be rapping, not like your traditional hip hop, but he would be rapping, how do you like your freaks? Huh? And then the crowd would respond to him. How do you take your freaks home? By skateboard. And he would do a call and shout thing with rap. Paul Anthony, my brother, because he used to party a lot, he came back to us because we still was Full Force in the studio. We didn't have a record deal at all back then, but we were still doing a thing. And that was the hip-hop clubs he went to. And he would come back and do that with us. Yo, guys, listen, I just invented this thing. It's called rap. He's telling us that he invented rap. So we was like his crew, and he would say these sayings, like a hip, the hop, which is stuff that he got from in Harlem. But he would say these sayings, and we would respond back to him because we didn't know any better. So one day, I'll never forget this, as long as we live, we was at a club, and Paul's ex-girlfriend back in the day, her name was Monique, and we're at this club dancing and partying, then all of a sudden, Rapper's Delight come on. This is like months and months and months later, Rapper's Delight come on with the Chic bass line, and, Wonder Mike and Big Bang Hank, and they start rapping on the song. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then Paul's dancing next to us. I'm like, his girlfriend's with him, like, yo, Paul, this is some of the stuff I heard you kind of do. Wait a minute, I thought you invented rap. And she goes, yeah, I thought you did. But he didn't. But that was the early influence. I'd have to say my brother Paul kind of bringing that to us, going back and forth. And since then, even before we had our record deal, we started doing shows at like rap clubs and hip hop clubs, like Harlem World. We were a band, Full Force, and I'll never forget it. We wore these like outfits like from the Commodores, because no matter what, we were still a hip hop vocal band, R&B hip hop vocal band. And I remember my brother B Fine doing a drum solo, and some of the people was like, boo, because they don't know, whatever. And my brother B, what? Who? Boo me? Then he started doing his drum solo even more. But that days, we was always infused in hip hop from when we were so small. So much so that when we had to try to get a record deal as Full Force, the group, the band, we always got shot down. We didn't get a record deal. It was always so hard, but we never gave up. That's another thing in this business. You must never give up. Whether you're a rapper, whether you're a doctor, whether you're an opera singer, never give up, ever. But what happened with the hip hop situation is that my co-manager, our co-manager at the time, Steve Salem, who we went to college with, Steve Salem is like one of the whitest guys you ever know. But guess what? Once he got involved with us, he would go to all the different clubs with us, and sometimes he'd be the only white face in there. But he was fearless, and he just loved them. He just loved the music. And the thing about it is that he told us, guys, since you guys can't get a record deal, why don't you produce other people? Write and produce other people. Then maybe you'll get a deal for Full Force, as Full Force. I was against it, but I got outvoted, thank God. And the first couple of things we started doing, the first record we produced ever was UTFO's Roxanne, Roxanne, which is a hip hop classic. A lot of people don't even know, but it was my brother B Fine's concept to even do a Roxanne, Roxanne. And we produced it. We sang on it, Roxanne, Roxanne. That's Full Force. But even before that one, we even co-wrote a song by Curtis Blow. If you look at the credits, you'll see Full Force in the writer's credits also. It's a song called Basketball. They're playing basketball. Full Force co-wrote that, and we played on it too. But after that, Roxanne, Roxanne, we didn't know it was going to take off the way it did. And that was the early part of hip-hop. I mean, with hip-hop, with Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five in the late 70s and Kool Herc, and we were still infused with all of them. And that's why still today, all of the rappers they look at us as pioneers, not only in the R&B field or the pop field of producers, but as hip hop pioneers too. And, we appreciate so much that. My earliest profound hip hop memories that had a strong impact on me was when, and I'm thinking this is Harlem World too, was when I saw Busy B and Kumo D have a rap battle. Now, it wasn't supposed to really be a rap battle because Busy B, for those of you who don't know, early rapper, pioneer, nice person, he was on the scenes doing a lot of that party battle rap. I wouldn't even say battle, but a party rap, bow, 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 ding, 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 ding. And he would do all about partying, all of that great stuff. And what happened is that at the Harlem World, he got on there and then, he was going to do his thing and perform his thing. But Kumo D, who was in the house, in the audience, and he was going to perform also, Kumo D, and I know you guys know who Kumo D is, How Do You Like Me Now? He got up on stage and his rap was basically dissing Busy B. That's like the first time I've ever heard, really, another rapper dissing the other rapper. And Busy B was just chilling. He's like, why are you dissing me? He was just minding his own business. But Kumo D talked about his mama and talked about his face and talked about his rap styles and just, that was the shot heard around the world. That is one hip-hop memory that had a profound effect on me because I was like, wow. And that's why maybe when we did Roxanne, that record turned out to be sort of a battle record because after we did Roxanne Shantae came behind it and did this record called Roxanne's Revenge. And she was dissing everybody in UTFO. And that spawned on many other Sparky D's Return, Roxanne's Mother, Roxanne's Grandmother, Roxanne's Dog, Do the Roxanne Dance. It was like over 25 answer-back records for Roxanne. And it was so crazy that we said, yo, what are we waiting for? Let's jump on our own bandwagon. So we created and brought out The Real Roxanne. That was full force. And we even wrote the song, The Real Roxanne. Me and my brother B-Fine, we wrote the lyrics. And that was in the mix of all the other Roxannes. But that was some battle stuff. But that profound memory of Kumo D and Busy B was something, you had to be there. How we got our foot in the door and how we persevered to get where we are today and back then is that we just never gave up. We were relentless, and always thought positive. Sometimes we would be in our basement as full force, the six of us, 3 brothers, 3 cousins. And we would be talking about videos that we're going to do, even though we had no record deal, because we believed in ourselves. We never knew when it was going to happen, but we always knew it was going to happen. And that's not being cocky, that's just being very confident and positive. And a lot of times when you think positive and confident, it breathes itself into the air and you just never give up, never, ever. But I would say that, we used to have meetings with the other record companies, and sometimes me and my brother Paul Anthony, we would go and we would walk past the secretary's desk just to go to speak to an executive. That's how bold we were. And we got thrown out of buildings many times, but I was just saying we would do things like that. And to get our name out there, what we did is we did local shows in Brooklyn, okay? And we would have posters and pictures of Full Force that said, Full Force is back. And we would post them all over from Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens. And at the time, I was the only one working. So I worked at this place called Lee Dynasty. It was a jewelry store. And I was making money. I wasn't even married at the time. So I was spending my money on the group. We would have Full Force jackets, and I would buy Full Force t-shirts for 25 people in the neighborhood, and we'd go places and say Full Force. But when we put them pictures on there and posters, I said, Full Force is back! Full Force is back! It's like, we ain't been a damn place. Full Force is back for what? Back from where? I don't know. But we were back, and we put that all over the place. And I'll never forget, we did the show in Brooklyn called Club Ecstasy. It was one of the most popular shows and popular clubs in Brooklyn, and it was hip-hop and R&B, and we used to go on bullhorns, Full Force is here, don't worry about it. And we were an unknown group, but because of our own little promotion, because we had no street teams or anything, we just had Full Force and people from our crew, the line, when it came time for the show, the line was around the corner and it was snowing that day. It was snowing that we thought, oh man, this is going to be canceled. But it was packed and around the block. We could not believe it. But that's what really even energized us even more to keep going on further. As far as our parents and their feelings of how we've taken it as a career and taken it long, They were very positive about it. They okayed everything because they just didn't want us in the streets doing drugs or anything like that. They were all positive and running right with us. My father is the one that brought us into the business by teaching us how to sing and teaching us how to do this. His name is Lucian George. And and my uncle Cito also, he was the first one to take us to the Apollo Theater where we appeared on the amateur show. But when my father took over the management, we had to win 4 times in a row, 4 weeks in a row, which we did at the Apollo. Then we appeared on the professional show. But my father, Lucian George, who used to coach us and manage us and everything, he has Parkinson's right now. But he used to work with MC Light before MC Light was MC Light. MC Light used to come to our house on Lenox Road. And my father used to actually go to MC Light's mother, I think, cooked or owned a bar diner or something like that. And that's where she introduced my father to Light. And he used to teach Light not just the scenarios of rapping or the art of rapping, but he taught her how to breathe and how to articulate. If you see MC Light today, she will give props and credit to my father, you know. But she has been used with her voice to articulate and host like VH1 honors and all of the shows like that. They just love her voice to just be a narrator. So our parents was very good with it, man, because it was very positive and kept us out of the streets. Let me see. Well, what led to us doing like acts like the Backstreet Boys and Justin Timberlake and NSYNC and Britney Spears and LFO and even Fergie from Black Eyed Peas, who was in a group called Wild Orchid. It was 3 all white girls, and Fergie used to be in that group and used to come to Brooklyn and all of that stuff. But what led us into that? Because Bob Dylan we worked with like in the past. We was doing a Curtis Blow session and somebody said, hey man, this new artist that we're working on is next door and he could hear you guys doing background vocals, you know, stuff like he'd like to know if you guys could come in and do some background vocals on 2 of his songs. I'm like, yeah, once we're finished, yeah. A new guy? Yeah, new. And then after we finished, we walked in there. Just a new artist over there. It was freaking Bob Dylan. Are you kidding? Bob Dylan? Hey, how you doing? How's everything? I like how you sound. And we ended up doing 2 songs on his album. But what led to the Backstreet Boys and all of that stuff is that things were just starting to get a little rough for us. So I came up with the idea to go to the president of Jive Records, who had a great relationship with Barry Weiss, and talk to him about producing white people. Just like that. I said, listen, Barry, we need some more money. It's 6 of us here. We split everything 6 ways. We want to produce some white people. Just like that. I mean, who can we get? What kind of white people get? He said, Lou, you're crazy, man. I said, but I tell you what, let me show you something. And he showed us a video of the Backstreet Boys singing Quit Playing Games with My Heart. That song was a hit overseas. Nobody knew about it here in New York or the United States. Nobody knew about it. It was a hit overseas, smash overseas. And Barry White said, Lou, I think they would be perfect for you guys. Just come up with a great song and then let's just go do it. Because we don't have anything out in the United States right now, but we will. And the rest is history. Baby Jerry, after that meeting with Barry, I went back to the house. We went to our Brooklyn basement and I told Baby Jerry and Kurt and all of them. And Baby Jerry said, yo, Lou, I got something I was toying around with in my head. Let me see. But my love is all I have to give. Without you, I don't think I can live. And I said, Jerry, that's a smash. And I was right. So, you know, sometimes people will see us, our roots is in hip hop. You know, our roots is in hip hop. We produce people from Curtis Blow, the Houdini, the Fat Joe, the Big Daddy Kane, the Flavor Flav. I mean, but what led to that is that my meeting with Barry Weiss, and then from the Backstreet Boys, then we worked with NSYNC because they had the same manager, Justin Timberlake, and then Britney Spears came to Brooklyn for like 2 weeks. LFO, God rest Rich Cronin's soul, and that was it. We just started working with all the white acts after that, but that's what led to it. I think on the road, when we used to go on the road, we had lots of memorable moments. Lots of memorable moments! And it was just crazy. One moment I do remember was the first time we hit the stage with Lisa and Code Jam, another act that we developed, is that the first time we hit the stage, people in the audience knew our names. Bowlegged Lou, Paul Anthony, Baby Jerry. I was like, how the hell do they know our names? We were so much that jaded with that. But when we came out the first thing, that's what it was. How do you know my name? And it would be ridiculous. You know, the hotel craziness was really crazy. The biggest challenge that we were able to overcome in our career, I would say, is from getting rejected so many times. That was a big challenge because sometimes people aren't made to stay positive and stay in the game. They get rejected so many times, they become so depressed that they just kind of give up sometimes. But we never gave up. And that was a big obstacle for us to do our thing. We kept getting shut down so much that we became so numb, you know? Oh, you didn't get the deal. Okay. So guys, let's practice, you know, if we can. But we stayed positive and confident and just never give up. So that's an obstacle. But I'd say a very proud moment of mine was a song that I wrote for Cheryl Pepsi Riley. And I wrote it all by myself, even though we split publishing and songwriting 6 ways all the time, because that's just something that we did. We believe in that all for one and one for all. And when money is low, you think of it as being crazy, but we always do that with each other. We split money. But Cheryl Pepsi Riley wrote the song called Thanks for My Child. It was a #1 record, #1 R&B record. And I was proud because just to take somebody from nothing and do something with them, that's a great thing. And also the time we worked with James Brown, so proud of that. James Brown's last top 10 record in his career is a song called Static. Don't start none, there won't be none. No static. Anyway, we were singing with him, but that went to like #5 on the charts, R&B charts. And the song before that was called I'm Real. We produced and wrote that too. That went to #2. But that's a proud thing because James Brown is James Brown. Are you kidding? A legend. And we to produce him, it was ridiculous. We got so many James Brown stories too. Crazy. The legacy that I would like to leave behind, I guess I would have to say the songwriting, because the songwriting is still rich. You know, we still get our publishing. I mean, you know, Black Eyed Peas did a song called Don't Funk With My Heart. Well, guess what? They had to call me just to get it cleared, you know? Here, can we get it cleared? It's going to be our first single. And in my mind, I'm like, why did you have to tell me it was going to be your first single? Be smart. So being that I know it's going to be the first single, we get 45% publishing off of Don't Funk With My Heart. We don't really want to get 50, but 45% of it. And thank you. And it's great because we're songwriters, but you know, to have publishing to do its thing for all the songs you write is a great thing. You know, we always have something up our sleeve. When people found out we produced James Brown, they were shocked. When people found out we produced the Backstreet Boys and Britney and NSYNC, because at that time, we were the only chocolate in that milk. In fact, sometimes we would be in Orlando, because that's where we cut a lot of stuff with the Backstreet Boys and Justin Timberlake and NSYNC. And we're in that compound, and it's just nothing but white people. We were the only blacks. So whenever a black person would come in that compound, whether it's to visit or whether they knew these people, whether they knew the staff of that was working with the Backstreet Boys, we would huddle amongst ourselves and go, who's that black guy, man? Who's that black guy? You know? I don't know that black guy. Who is he? We just didn't want no more black people there. We just wanted us, because that made it special. But of course, obviously, everybody started copying us and biting us after that. But the first song we ever produced, ever, was a song called Roxanne, Roxanne. Now, how that was born, here's the whole nutshell. UTFO consists of 4 members. Dr. Ice, educated rapper, Mixmaster Ice the DJ, and Kango Kid, Roxanne, Roxanne. A legendary, historic record, as I modestly say. And what happened is that Steve Salem, may he rest in peace, my friend, we went to college together. He was our co-manager. He got an independent label called Select Records. Fred Mineo, who, thanks to Full Force and UTFO, is doing pretty well now. This is his record company, and Steve persuaded him to do rap music because he wasn't doing that. It was rock and all of that stuff. So my brother B Fine was going to school in Brooklyn. I think it was Winthrop Junior High School or some school. His girlfriend went to the same school that Kango Kid went to. And the thing about it was Kango Kid kept flirting with her and bothering her and picking at her all the time until she couldn't take it no more. Then she told my brother B Fine all about this guy named Sean Fouquier. That's Kango Kid's real name. He's French. And B Fine, my brother, was going there to kick Kango's ass. Leave my woman alone. And Mike Hughes from Cult Jam, who went to Kango's school and was always Mike, I got to give it to Mike Hughes, used to always put posters on the street with us all the time. That's why whenever it came down to Lisa, which I Wonder If I Take You Home was not only a dance record, but it was a hip hop, R&B, pop record all woven into one. And really the first freestyle record. I mean, you got a lot of freestyle stuff with a lot of these other Spanish people, but I Wonder If I Take You Home and Can You Feel the Beat started it off. But my brother B-Fine told Mike Hughes, yo, where's this guy Kango? He goes, what happened to Kango? He's bothering my girl, my girl. Her name was Arintha. So he said, he said, I want to meet him now because I'm gonna kick his ass. And what happened is that Kango was getting ready to perform on a talent show. And Mike Hughes said, well, he's in this talent show. Okay, that's all right. I'll wait till after the talent show and I will kick his ass. My brother B-Fine said this. And what happened is that when Kango was on the talent show, he was dancing. And my brother B-Fine liked the way Kango danced. He loved the way Kango danced. So he told Mike Hughes, yo, man, so he's been dancing. Look, he's great as a dancer. I'm thinking of incorporating some dancers with full force of what, the group we're working with. I think it'll be kind of great. Give him my number and just tell him to call me and tell him that he's lucky that his dancing saved his ass. And that was that. And Mike Hughes went to talk to Kango. Hey, girl that you messing with, her boyfriend, he was just here ready to kick your ass. But you danced very well, and that's it. But anyway, make a long story short, the dancing, Kango went back and told Dr. Ice and the educated rapper and all of that stuff. And my brother wanted to create a rap group. They were already a rap group sort of themselves, but he created them, put them together. We already had a song called Hanging Out. That's what we thought was our A-side. A lot of times for you people out there, sometimes you might think a particular song is crazy that you made, but it might not be that one that you thought. It might be another song, an obscure song that you never even thought about that might be the success. That's what happened with us. And DJ Red Alert is the one to make this happen historically as well. We released Hanging Out. That was the song by UTFO. Really early in the game. Then all of a sudden we started hearing the B-side. The B-side is a song, because my brother B-Fine woke up one day and said, yo, we got to make a B-side to Roxanne, Roxanne. No, to Hanging Out. We didn't have to make a B-side, but he wanted to make a B-side. Back in those days, you had a two-sided record, everybody, if you guys know what records are. And my brother B-Fine came up with the concept of Roxanne, Roxanne. He told UTFO guys, I want you to rap about a girl named Roxanne. That's the name. And B just said he just liked the name. And plus, it worked for the police. That was his only reason. And the concept is this. You guys are kind of combining to try to get the girl, but at the end result, y'all never get the girl. And you guys can insult each other on the same record if you want to, too. That was the concept. And he just wanted to put it on the B side because he didn't want it to be hanging out on side A and then an instrumental on side 2. So anyway, we did Roxanne, Roxanne. We didn't think, who thought? We just did it. Roxanne, 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 whatever. So all of a sudden, instead of hearing Hanging Out play like on the top station, which was 98.7 KISS at the time, we're hearing our B-side record, our inferior record in our hearts compared to Hanging Out. We started hearing that being played on there, and DJ Red Alert was playing it. Playing Roxanne. We was pissed. We called him up. Yo, Red, what are you doing? That's not the A-side. The A-side is Hanging Out. That's the one that you should be playing. Oh, really? Well, I like Roxanne record. That's the one I like. No. You're playing the wrong one, Red. You got to play Hanging Out. No, I like the B-side. No, you're not. That's the B-side. Well, I like the B-side. No, we don't want you playing the B-side. No, well, I like the B-side. And we had no choice. He continued to play that Roxanne record, and the rest is definitely history. He was the first one to do it like that, and it caught on like all over the country. So Red Alert did that, and Red Alert didn't listen to us when we called and badgered him to play the A-side, which nobody even remembers the A-side, but he said, I'm going to play the B-side. And that's what happened. After that, Roxanne Shante with the Roxanne's Revenge and all that, but we have to give props and thanks to brother DJ Red Alert for recognizing Roxanne, Roxanne when we didn't.